I get asked a lot about tax codes and how tax works, so we're going to tackle this topic here and explain it with some quick examples. Tax in the UK can be a bit tricky to understand, and there's lots of confusing headlines and stories out there to bamboozle you. This is a basic guide to tax in the UK. Check out part 2 if you want to know more about how taxable benefits such as company cars or medical expenses work. So we're going to discuss personal tax from earnings. Let's start at the top, HMRC. HMRC, which stands for Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, is the department of the government responsible for collecting taxes. This is what people mean when they talk about the taxman. So there's quite a few types of tax that HMRC covers. VAT, income tax, national insurance, corporation tax, capital gains tax, motoring tax, inheritance tax, stamp duty, insurance premium tax, air passenger duty, PAYE. Whew, it's a long list. In this video, we're just going to talk about PAYE. PAYE, or pay as you earn, is a type of income tax. It is the amount that is automatically deducted from your salary on your payslip each month before you even get a sniff of it. HMRC gives you a tax code. We'll discuss tax codes in a minute. Your tax code determines how much tax you will pay, and your employer uses your tax code to deduct the correct amount from your salary each month and give it to HMRC. PAYE is applied to your normal salary, sick pay, maternity pay, director's fees and pensions. Right, tax codes. A tax code is usually in the form of a number followed by a letter, and it's a calculation of how much tax you need to pay in a tax year. You can find your tax code on your payslip or your P60, which we'll come back to, or on the letter they write you at the start of each tax year. Tax codes are calculated as follows. The tax-free allowance for everyone is currently £11,000. This means you can earn £11,000 before you start to pay tax. This gives you the tax code 1100L, which is what most people receive. Okay, so for this example we're going to use this tax code. We'll look at how your tax code can change a bit later. Once you earn over £11,000, you are taxed at the basic rate. This is currently 20%. So if you earn £20,000 a year, you pay tax on £9,000 at a rate of 20%. This means you pay £1,800 tax per year, or £150 per month. Your employer deducts this automatically from your payslip, hence the term pay as you earn. If you earn £30,000 a year, you pay tax on £19,000 at a rate of 20%. This means you pay £3,800 tax per year, or £317 a month. Higher rate tax is paid on income above £43,000. So if you earn £50,000, you will pay 0 tax on the first £11,000, as above, 20% tax on your income between £11,000 and £43,000. This is £32,000 at 20%, which equals £6,400. And you'll pay 40% tax on your income above £43,000. This will be £7,000 in this example, which equates to another £2,800 in tax. This brings your total tax bill to £9,200, or £767 per month. I've heard people get this mixed up and think that as soon as you enter the 40% tax bracket, all your income is taxed at 40%, but that's not how it works. The higher rate, 40% tax bracket, applies all the way up to £150,000. Above this point, you will pay 45% on your income. Also, if you earn above £100,000, your tax-free allowance diminishes proportionally down to 0. If you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments below, but for now, we'll assume that most people watching this channel aren't worried about this problem. So to calculate your tax, just remember this. If you earn more than £43,000, the proportionate above this amount times 40%, then the remaining amount between the two thresholds, which is £32,000, times 20%. So what if your tax code is not 1100L? Well, I'm glad you asked. Your tax code may have a different number or a different letter. We're going to cover this in part 2, so don't forget to subscribe. Remember, the figures used in this example are based on the tax year 2016 to 2017 and will likely change from year to year. The basic concept remains the same though. Further information is available on the HMRC website.